What's going on, Ant Crew? My name is Andrew. Welcome back to a brand new exciting video. So today I've got a very exciting video, that I think you guys will be really excited about. If you guys have been on YouTube or Instagram following the travel film community for really any sort of time, then you've probably heard of a creator named J.R. Alli. I love J.R. Alli's videos. I think he's an incredible creator. He has such an eye for really cool effects, sound design, and just everything like that. I've posted a few videos about him in the past, but recently, like just the other day, he posted a video about Brussels and had some really cool effects. So today in this video we're going to be breaking down one of those effects, one of the more flashy effects inside of the video, and I think you guys are going to like it. With that being said, let's jump into the tutorial. Alright guys, so right now I'm inside of Adobe Premiere Pro and I've got two clips, this clip of me walking through this doorway and then a clip I got at the beach. Now if you guys want to follow along with this tutorial but you don't have any footage, that's totally fine. Just go to the description, there's going to be a link, hit that link and you guys will be able to download this footage and follow along with the tutorial. But if you guys want to just film the footage on your own, there's two different kinds of clips you're gonna need. The most important shot is a shot if you're walking through some sort of doorway or archway with your body being silhouetted. You want your body to be completely black. You don't really want any detail inside of the shadows. You want it to be pretty much matte black. The next shot you're gonna want is pretty much up to you, just something you want to replace the background with. And you probably want to shoot that shot on some kind of high f-stop. You don't want any kind of foreground background displacement because you want this entire shot just to be the background. Alright, so that being said, let's select these two clips, right click and hit replace with After Effects composition. First thing I'm going to do is select this bottom clip and duplicate it by hitting Control D on PC or Command D on Mac. Now I'm going to go over to Effects, Color Correction, and I'm going to go down to an effect called Levels. What I'm trying to do is brighten up this background and darken even more my body and the doorway. To do this, I'm going to select this slider all the way to the right and drag it to the left. That's about good. Now I'm going to go to the top and select this slider that's all the way to the right and drag it to the left again. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over to this Effects and Presets and type in Luma key, and I'm just going to drag that on top of this clip. Under key type, you're going to want to change it from key out darker to key out brighter. Now just for the purpose of organization, I'm going to rename this clip body. This clip I'll rename first background, and this top clip I'll rename second background. Okay, so now I'm going to select the body and I'm going to drag it above the second background. And now we've got a better idea of what we have keyed out. So we're going to go over to our Luma key, go down to what's called the threshold, and we're going to drag this up to slowly bring back in the body. And I'll go to about 70. I'm also going to bring up this edge thin to 1, and then I'm going to bring the edge feather to 3. Now I'm going to go over to the effects and presets again and type in something called key cleaner. This will be under the key and just drag this down on top of the clip. That's a really incredible effect and not many people take full advantage of it. It really just cleans up all of the key. Alright, so now we've got a pretty good key on this clip, but there are definitely some issues we're gonna have to work through. For one thing, this door has been completely keyed out. For the most part, we want to bring that back in, and then right about there you can see we start losing some detail in the arm, so there's just a couple things we need to clean up. First thing we're gonna do is clean up this door. So we're gonna go down to this first background clip and we're gonna duplicate it by hitting Control D. We're gonna drag this clip up to the top and rename it doorway. Now what I'm going to do is use my masking tool and draw a quick mask around this doorway. I'm going to hit G on my keyboard to bring up my pen tool, or you can select it up there, and just draw a quick and sloppy mask around the door. I'm going to make sure I get the wreath in as well. Now actually this mask is inverted from what we want, so to fix that, hit MM on your keyboard. That brings up your mask options and select this inverted button, and that's going to invert it back. Now everything looks pretty great on the doorway, but there's a couple things we need to change. The first is we need to key out the rest of this house behind the wreath. To do that, I'm just once again going to add a Luma key effect, key out brighter, and then slowly bring it back. Alright, so we're looking pretty good now, but we still need to clean up this effect. We have a little bit of trouble with this wreath, trying to get the house keyed out while maintaining the door. The first thing I'm going to do is actually delete this key cleaner. We'll add it back in a second, and I'm going to bring this threshold down until we get rid of all of the house. Now we've got a great key back on this wreath, but the issue is that we've lost some of this door again. So to fix that really quickly, I'm going to add back key cleaner, and then we're going to go ahead and go back to the bottom, duplicate it again, drag it to the top, and we're going to rename it rest of door. And now we're going to use our pen tool again. I'm going to hit G on my keyboard, and we're going to draw a quick mask, but just around this section of the door. We'll go there, and then we'll finish it off just like that. And now, as you guys can see, we've got a great key on the wreath, but we've also got a great key on the door. And now here comes the fun part. Now what you have to do is track along the little masks you just made to match the layer. Thankfully, there's not a ton of movement in this shot, so it won't be that difficult, but it is a little bit of a pain. I'm gonna start off with this layer. I'll split it and delete the first part of it, and then I'm gonna hit MM on my keyboard, and I'm gonna go over to the mask options, and I'm gonna keyframe mask path. Now I'm gonna move to the end of the clip, which is about here, and I'm just gonna adjust the mask to fit back inside of the doorway. Alright guys, so I just quickly went through and tracked along the little masks to the doorway, and now we've got pretty good tracks on all of the masks. It didn't take that long at all because there wasn't a lot of movement in this shot. Now there's only a couple more things we've got to do really quickly. The first is we've got to fix this hand, because in the beginning it's looking really solid, but then halfway through my arm goes a little bit into the light and we lose some of the detail in my arm. So to bring this back, I'm going to go back down to my first background, duplicate it, bring it up to the top, and I'm going to name it Arm Fix. Now I'm actually going to turn this layer off for a second, and I'm going to zoom into the part of my arm that I need to fix. Okay, so it's about right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring up my pen tool by hitting G and just draw a little mask around this portion of my hand. Something simple, it doesn't have to be too precise, just like that. Now I can go ahead and turn this layer back on, and you can see we've filled back in our arm. Now I'm gonna go back down to this body layer, and I'm gonna copy this Luma key and key cleaner effect. I'll hit Control C on PC, go back up to the arm layer, and I'm gonna paste it. Now I'm gonna go to this threshold of the Luma key, and I'm gonna bring it up until we see the arm detail come back in. There you go guys, now it looks really, really solid. Now we're gonna just track that fixed arm layer to the arm. Now we wanna do as little tracking as we possibly can. So I'm gonna go and see where the arm starts to lose detail. So I'm gonna turn off this arm fix layer and see where the first frame is that we start to lose detail. I think about right there is as far as we can get away with. So I'm gonna hit Control Shift D on my PC, delete it. Now I'll turn the layer back on, and I'm gonna go ahead and start tracking this arm back into place. The way I'm gonna do it is simple. I'm gonna hit MM on my keyboard, that brings up the mask options. I'll keyframe the mask path. I'll zoom in. I'll adjust the arm, bring it back in somewhere about right there, and then I'll move in. And I'm just gonna keep moving forward and tracking the arm. Move again. What we're trying to do is just make sure the arm is visible and none of that grass is coming through. Right there's the last frame, and that looks pretty good. That was actually a lot quicker than I thought it was gonna be. The last thing we're gonna do is something subtle, but it really, really helps. This is something that J.R. Alli did that definitely caught my eye and just shows how dedicated he is to the little things in his videos. If you watch carefully between the background transition in the clip, when the background changes, it's a very white background, and you can see it actually casts sort of a white light on the sides of the archway. Those white lights on the side of the archway weren't there in the original part of the clip. So in this case, what we're gonna do is as we transition from this green outdoor background to the water background, we're going to change this green on the door from green to white to better match the new background. To do this, we're going to go up to this rest of door layer. We're going to split it by hitting Control Shift D on PC or Command Shift D on Mac. Now we're going to select the rest of door layer, go up to Effects, Color Correction, and then Hue Saturation. And what we're gonna do is just change the hue of this door. I think somewhere about right there is perfect. Then we're gonna bring the master saturation way down. And I think that looks pretty good, but we're also gonna go back to Effects, Color Correction, and add a Levels effect. And we're gonna just try to bump up the highlights a bit to about right there. And there we go guys, I think that looks much, much better. All about the little things guys to really sell an effect. Now the last thing J.R. Alli does is he actually adds a glitch effect between the backgrounds. Now the way I'm gonna do this is by using a preset pack called Handy Seamless Transitions. I've made a whole video about this actually, you guys can go and check it out. And I'm just gonna add a quick glitch effect. Now if you guys don't have this preset pack and you don't wanna buy the preset pack, I also have a video on how to make a glitch transition. So if you guys wanna check that video out, you can either search for it or I'll link it there or there, and I'll link it in the description as well. And ladies and gentlemen, we have finished the effect. Let's RAM preview it and watch our work. Boom! There it is, guys. Does that not look smooth or what? Alright, everybody, so I think that's actually going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want, follow me on Instagram at AndrewJMES. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday, and peace.